It's about to go off. There it goes. Yeah. Look at that, man. Oh, yeah. Hey y'all, Justin with Kayak Catfish. On today's video, I'm gonna do some more carp fishing. It's a weekend here when I'm filming this, and there are a ton of boats everywhere. There's a catfish tournament going on, there's a bass tournament going on, so pretty much anywhere I would want to fish out in the main channel, there's either somebody already there, or I'm gonna set up and there's gonna be a bass boat zooming by me every few minutes. So I've come back here in a backwater creek. I'm in almost the back of it here. There's some really shallow water back here. It kind of branches off, and I'm gonna find me some carp to set up on today, and we're gonna have some fun. Now, I do have my catfish rods with me. I've got some leftover bait in my cooler from the last trip, so I'm gonna throw it out too while we're back here. But as shallow as I am, we're talking 2 feet or less here for this section of the creek. I'm not really expecting any big catfish to be back here, but you never know, right? So we'll throw some baits out. But right now I'm looking for a spot here to set up to do some carp fishing. Now, our water level is almost at summer pool now. We're maybe a foot or so away from being at summer pool. So what I'm going to do to find me a place to set up is I've got polarized sunglasses on, and I'm going to just kind of cruise along here. Right now my graph says 2.3 feet deep, and I'm going to use my polarized glasses to just kind of look around. Right there was something jumping right there, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for carp. So I'm cruising along using my electric motor here, and I'm looking for either fins of carp, you know, where they're kind of face down feeding. I'm looking for that, or like right over there, it was what I call a burnout. As you can see where they was, and I spooked them, and they've stirred up all the mud right there. There was another one. So kind of just looking along here, trying to find a concentration of carp. Now, I'm going to spook some, obviously, as I'm motoring along through here and when I get set up and everything. But if these carp are in this area already feeding, once I get set up and set still for a little while, they're going to come back. And so there was something splashing right there. That may have been a bass or something. But I'm just going to cruise along here till I find the best concentration, and then I'm going to bait the area. I'm going to throw out some handfuls of sweet corn, and then put some corn on small hooks, like number 4, number 2 size hooks, and we're going to hopefully have some fun today with some hard fighting fish. These carp, they don't get a lot of respect. They don't get fished for very often. They are an untapped resource pretty much everywhere throughout the country in the United States, and so I'm gonna try to catch me a few today. Let's do it. All right, let's get us some bait out of here. Got some skipjack in the cooler there, but this right here is what's gonna catch us the carp. Golden sweet corn, whole kernel. That's a great value. That's Walmart there. I got that at 50 cents a can. Got the pop top, so I ain't got to carry no can opener with me. But I'm gonna just pop this top, and I'm gonna take this corn here just by the handfuls and toss it out here in front of me. I'm gonna walk out here. It's really shallow here. I'm just gonna walk out here a little bit because I've got my kayak here pulled as close as I can get to these overhanging trees and stuff where it ain't gonna impede a cast, but you know, it's just a few inches deep right here. So I'm gonna, that may have been one of them gar right there. See, that's what I call burnout there. It's just dust cloud where a fish was. And I'm just gonna take this corn and toss it out. And when I put my corn on a hook, I'm gonna toss it into this mix of here where I'm getting the handfuls of corn. So when them carp come in, they're munching along on the corn that's there. They're having them a nice little buffet, a little dinner. They don't think nothing about that one with the hook in it. They just eat it, no hesitation. This is a really easy way to catch fish, and it's a fun thing to do too. These carp are hard fighting fish. Again, they're an untapped resource. Well, here's something right here. They already in here eating that. We're gonna catch some fish today, y'all. And the other nice thing is I'm gonna be back here in this little protected creek today. I ain't gonna see another boat. I ain't gonna be hassled not one time. They out there having them tournaments, all them people on the water today. I ain't gonna be pestered at all. All right, guys, this is the setup. This is 4 kernels of corn on a small hook. And for the life of me, I do not know what size hooks these are. They're either a number 2 or number 4. I've had them in a plastic box forever. But you want a small hook for carp, because even the larger carp still have a small mouth. So you want something that can fit in their mouth and get you a good hook set. But I've got that on a fluorocarbon leader. That's 15-pound fluorocarbon. I've got a small little 1/4 ounce worm weight up here, just so I can give it a little extra casting distance. That's 20-pound braided line. And my rod and reel here is just my bass tackle. This is a Veritas 6.5 foot medium heavy rod, little loose speed spin size 30 reel. And I'm gonna toss this corn that's on the hook out here into this area where I've tossed the handfuls of corn. Just a very short cast here. And I'm gonna set it in the rod holder, and I'm gonna adjust my drag down a little bit. That's set good. But I want my drag, I want the drag that's tight enough to get a hook set, but still loose enough that we're not going to rip that hook out of the carp's mouth. They have a very soft mouth. So if the drag's locked down real tight and they eat that bait and bolt with it, they'll pull the hook right out. So you want to have your drag loose enough that that's not going to happen, but still tight enough that you get the hook set. So anyway, that's the setup. The next rod's going to be identical to that. I'll get it cast out, and then I'm going to launch some of that skipjack I got in the cooler. I'm going to send it out here more in the creek channel itself. This is kind of a little side pocket here. I'm going to get it out there, but again, it's so shallow back here, my skipjack's probably going to be 3 foot deep at the most. So who knows, we might find some cats back here. The water temp coming in here is 70 degrees back in this creek right now. So we may get some cats working back up in here looking for a place to spawn. We're on into May now. Today's May 1st, 2nd, something like that. So about that time for them. They're here in the next few weeks. Our cats are going to be on the bed. So they'll be looking for areas to spawn soon. So we might get a big one working back in here. We'll have a bait out if they do. All right, let's cut us a skipjack up here. This one, my smaller skipjack. This will help us get hooked up here with some, what I assume will probably be channel cats back here, maybe some small blues. That's our best chance of getting a bite, so I want to have something that they can eat. But if we do get a bigger fish coming through, you get a easy meal for them, they'll take it. They love these skipjack out here on the Tennessee River. So I'm gonna put the headpiece on first. I'm definitely going to cast out one bait. We'll see if I got room over here to put another. I got to work around these trees right here beside me. And I'm left-handed, so casting around trees like this ain't the easiest thing for me to do. There's that one as I backlash. Lord Almighty. That's a way to start out the video right there with a backlash. That makes me look like I'm a professional and like I know what I'm talking about, don't it? I need to borrow one of them jerseys from these tournament guys that are in town. That'll really make me look like I know what I'm talking about. All right, guys, so I got all my lines out now. I got the 2 carp rods on this side of the kayak. Just gonna go with one catfish bait for now, just because I'm working around these trees here that I got to cast around. And the real goal this afternoon, although I got my catfish gear with me, the real goal is to get some carp here. That's why I'm all the way back here in this creek hiding from everybody, is so we can get them old golden fish. So let's hope we get some hard pulling action here in the next little while. Again, I spooked a lot of them on the way in, but when I was throwing out that corn there, I saw the gar, you know, they'll be back in this area in good numbers, hopefully very soon. So I'm gonna be waiting on them when they come back. Right here. Boy, that did not take long, y'all. Maybe 5 minutes. We're already hooked up. Let's see what this, oh, there he goes, man. That's fun, ain't it? These carp, man, they make a hard run like that. They are strong fish. I'm gonna tighten up my drag just a smidge, and I'm gonna step out of the kayak back over here on the water. Now hopefully he's not going to get my other line, and hopefully we're not going to get him in any snags out there. It's going to be the challenge. I don't know. Get back in these creeks like this, could be all kinds of brush and, you know, stuff like that from get tied up in. Just part of the challenge. He's right out there in front of us, man. He found him from that corn. And I'll give it a little while. I'll give it, you know, an hour. And I'll throw some more handfuls of corn out. I mean, at 50 cents a can, you don't have to be too stingy with it, you know. It's a very cheap bait. And if we get any carp today, speaking of bait, if we get any today that's in that 1 to 2 pound range, they're going to go in the cooler to be used as bait. This one here is going to be too big. Catching carp in the 1 to 2 pound range is the challenge. Most of them out here are 5 to 7 pounds on average, and then up to 20, 30 pounds. Yeah, we got this one right here. This is going to be one of them that's probably in that 5 to 7 pound range. It's fun, y'all. Uh-oh, there goes the catfish rod now. Let's set the carp back. Let me put him back in the rod holder a second. Oh goodness, come on now. You still on there, kitty? There he is. Oh, oh. I think he come off. I think the catfish come off. Yep. It was probably just a small fish that was running with the bait. Maybe a gar too, who knows. It's all right. We got the fish we came here for, and it's carp. Let's land this thing right here. I'm gonna set my other camera up to him for him too. Look where he's hooked at right there, y'all. Right in the little skin patch of the lip. That's it. Oh, yep. All right, y'all. There he is. That's probably one of them 5 poundish carp. That's a fun time on the light tackle. He splashed me in the face. My eyeglasses probably got this front camera all wet in the process of landing him, but it's a dang good time. Let's let him go and get some more. All right, y'all may not be able to see the release if he's got water all over that lens, but we're gonna send him out of here. Oh, oh, there goes our next rod. There it goes. Done with one, and here comes the other. I'm gonna tighten the drag a little bit on that one. That one's swimming left. He can go left now because we ain't got no other line out there for the catfish. Y'all, I'm gonna set him back here just a second because that other one made such a ruckus. We probably got water all over the dang lens. That's a challenge of doing this YouTube crap. You can't just reel in fish. You always got to be mindful of the camera. Where's the sun at in the sky? Which direction is the wind blowing? Is it going into the microphone? Is there water on the lens? Always something. But boy, it's fun. This fish right here, man, he has went up on the shore here around this tree. This one's being difficult. There he goes again. These are hard fighting fish, and catching them in the shallows like this, man, they cause all this ruckus on the water. It's just a lot of fun. I said in that last video I did this carp fishing, I said I need to do this more. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is days like today on the weekends where, you know, all the bass boaters are out and all the cat fishermen are out. Maybe get back in these creeks and catch the carp. And then on the weekdays that I can fish, just do my catfishing then when there ain't nobody else out there. When all the professional cat fishermen are doing their regular jobs, that's when I'll go out and do my catfishing. This carp right here, man, he's just still sitting here. He ain't even run off yet. Come on, carp, get on out here. Get on out here, carp. We gotta land the other one, you're in the way. There he goes. He just catching his breath there, I reckon. These carp, man, they don't give a crap. They're an untapped resource, y'all. Nobody fishes for them. Once they get this size right here, only the biggest flatheads are going to be able to eat them, so they don't really have any predators. And so they just kind of do whatever they want. Oh, that one popped the hook. He popped the hook. I was trying to land him. Come here. We're going. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh. Well, that one right there popped the hook as I was getting him up here closer on the shore here to be able to land him. So we ain't gonna be holding that one up, but he was about the same size as the other one though, probably in that kind of 5-pound range there. So, all right, man. Well, I don't have any baits in the water at all right now. My corn, these rods are both up here. My catfish rod's up here, so we got to fix that. Let's do it. All right, y'all. Let's bait up and do it again. I'm just gonna slide some of these larger kernels of corn. I used probably, I'd say 3/4 or more of that can to chum with. And now I'm just using what's left here for the actual bait that we're going to catch them with. And there we go. That's it. Small hook, small weight to cast it, and back out it goes. Y'all, I got action on this rod right here. Watch it go down. He's got it. He's swimming with it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, I have not had my lines back out but just a few minutes. He's going to go over there toward my catfish line. I'm about to reel that thing in and just say heck with it. I'm having too much fun on these carp to want to fool with this catfishing today. If I truly thought I could get a big one back here, I'd leave it out. I'd find a way to get another rod out, but I think I'm just probably going to get channel catted to death and guard to death. This thing right here is coming right at me. I don't know where he thinks he's going. But my catfish baits, I truly think, look at him out there, man. He is just fired up, man. These things are hard fighting. I was saying, I truly think I'm just going to catch channel cats and gar back here this shallow. So I may just get that rod out of the way here in a second and have my fun with these things today, and they are fun. This one here is slightly smaller, but still too big. Well, I'm going to tire him out, ain't I? He is not done. But he's a little bit bigger than what I'd want to use for a catfish bait, so we'll tire him out here in another minute or two, and we'll see if I can do a better job landing this one than what I did on the last one. We'll at least maybe try to get this one up in front of the other camera. All right, guys, here's the next one. That one there, a little bit smaller than the other two, but still bigger than what I would ideally like for a catfish bait. Thought I heard one of the other rods get hit, but I was mistaken. But yeah, man, these things, this right here, I mean, you saw the kind of fight I had on my bass tackle. You know, lighter action rod. It's a medium heavy rod, but you know, fish this size on that kind of tackle, dang good time, man. All right, let's let it go. We'll do it again someday. Get out of here, old carp. All right, how you going? All right, y'all, that makes 3 carp very quickly now here in this area, but I'm not surprised by it because I stacked the odds in my favor. I didn't just set up in some random place. Coming back through here, all the way back through this creek, I was standing up in the kayak and I was visually looking for them. I'm not sure, I saw some carp farther on up in the creek, but once I got back here to this area, I started seeing them a lot more frequently. So I knew this was going to give me the best chance at hooking into them. And so when you're able to visually see them in the shallows and then bait that area with the corn, it's a recipe for success. And so we off to a dang good start today here with 3 fish right off the bat. Here, right here. He's on. Here we go again, man. I'm in a I'm in a hot area right now. That's a better one there, I think. They all feel good, but this one's a chugging it, man. I did away with the catfish rod. I said we're just gonna catch the carp here today. And by doing that, I was able to put my front camera up here, so hopefully I can get some better footage with the front camera. Won't be facing up toward the sky in the light. I know none of y'all care about the technicalities of doing the YouTube videos, but yeah, that was what was going through my mind when I moved the camera back to the front. Oh, I think this fish here got my other line. It's all right. He might have knocked some slack in it, but I think he might not have got in it. He may have just went around it. Let's see if I can keep him out of it here. Man, these things are so much fun, y'all. I'm telling you, I need to be doing this more. If you like catfishing, you ought to be doing this too. It's the same thing. Just different type of fish and different types of baits. But to set up, cast your baits out, sit there and wait on them, pretty much the same deal. Oh, dang, man, I messed up again. He popped off the hook there. Let's see if I can just chase him down and grab him by the tail. You think that's possible? Oh, there he went. These carp, though, I need to get me a net for this type of thing, really, because they got such a soft mouth. When you grab your line and you've got a firm grip on it, and you go to grab them, and they thrash or jerk really quick, it pulls the hook right out. So that's what happened to that one. That's all right though. I had the fun of the fight, and it's a dang good time on this light tackle, y'all. And y'all, right here's the hook. That thing ripped right out of his mouth, but it's not bent or anything. When he's making that hard run and that surge, again, I've got my drag set so light, or light enough anyway, that this thin diameter hook, it can penetrate and hook him good, but it's not bending that lighter wire. So it's just something to think about there. But again, it was so soft in his mouth, it just pulled right out when he surged, and I had firm grip on the line. But nevertheless, I'm gonna get some more corn on there, and we're gonna do it again. All right, let's cast us another bait out. You saw it hit right there. I mean, I'm, again, very short cast, because that's where I was tossing the corn. So I want my baits right in that little chummed area. We'll put it in the rod holder. There's our other rod out there. So we're set and ready for the next one. Oh, I can't zoom on my camera, but that right there, it's mating season for these carp. So they come up on the bank here, and there's another one. You might see the top of that one, maybe, depending on the video, but there'll be another one beside it, and they're kind of swimming beside each other and doing their thing. That's how they mate. And these carp here that I'm after today, these are common carp. We've got some mirror carp here. There's grass carp, buffalo, things like that. These are native species. These are not Asian carp. We don't have those here, not yet anyway. They are in some of the reservoirs on at the end of the Tennessee River, making their way up through the dams. But what you're seeing right here, what I'm catching today, these are not invasive species, so it's perfectly okay to let them go like I've been doing. Oh, y'all, got action right here on this rod. I got another mating pair here, a male and a female fish over here doing their thing. I'm about to put this camera back in the chest cam, because right here it's about to go off. There it goes. Yeah, look at that, man. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's carp all over back here, man. Love it. And this is one of those things too that I'm using expensive rods right here, but I didn't buy these rods for this purpose. These are my bass rods. You can get by with really cheap tackle doing this. This fish has come right at me. He's not done. He's going to launch himself. There he goes again. But you don't have to buy these expensive rods or any expensive rods for this style of fishing. You can get you a cheap setup from Walmart or the sporting goods store. You just need a reel with a good drag system. That's the most important thing for this style of fishing. This one here is going to be a little smaller. We'll take a look at this. This one here may go in the cooler. That's the smallest one of the day so far right there, y'all. And that one right there, he's bordering on that size that I'd like to keep and cut up for bait, but I think I'm going to go ahead and let this thing go. The skipjack have been running really good lately, and that's my preferred catfish bait, so I don't really need any carp today. But if I got some smaller ones, again, I was just going to use them for variety, but I think I'm going to let this in here go, and he'll go down there and get even bigger. We'll hook him again someday. All right, Carp. Let me get him by the tail here. Up. There he goes. Oh, here goes this rod now. Oh, that in there may have... No, he's still on there. I thought he came off that hook. That's two fish back to back here. I just rebaited. I threw out about a half a can of corn a few minutes before that last fish come along. I'd had a little bit of a break. And I know there's just so many fish in here from what I'm seeing with them up mating and stuff, and how many I had saw when I come back through here initially. I knew I shouldn't be having that kind of a lull, so I threw out some more corn because I figured they had probably ate all of the other that I had initially threw out when I first got here. This one here is a little bit bigger than the last one. Man, I'll tell you, they're just hard fighting fish. And so simple to catch. It's just easy fishing right here. Had to use the pliers to get the hook out on that one. Boy, this one right here got me sopping wet while I was trying to get him here in this kayak. Boy, he was a good time, man. Come along at the perfect time. Just let that other one go. And this one took off. I don't have any, well, I've got bait out there in the water, but I don't have any bait with hooks in it out there in the water. So let's let him go. And we're going to get back to it. See ya, Carp. Get out of here, buddy. I'm going to battle you again someday. You tell your friends kayak catfish is now kayak carp fish today. Tell them I'm coming for them. This line right here is swimming. Watch this rod go down here in just a second. I'm going to let him take it. It's fun seeing these rods go down. Look at it. Look at it right there. Yeah, let's pick up on him, let him know he's caught. There he goes. Oh, he knows he's in trouble now. Look at all them lines. Look at that. He spooked some more that was right there in front of me too. Yeah. Man, I'm having a blast with this, y'all, and I ain't seen another boat back here. There was a ton of boats and trailers there at the ramp, and I passed, let's see if I can go over this rod here. I passed 4 boats out toward the entrance of this creek out there, toward the deeper section of it in the mouth. But back here, nobody. Some of these larger boats couldn't even get back here anyway just because of the shallow depth. So I've had this area to myself here. Just been me in a shallow water battle zone here with these carp. And I'm enjoying every second of it. I'm a lazy fisherman, you know. I think that's why I like catfishing so much. I don't really have to do anything. I set up, I throw my baits out. Easy peasy. As carp fishing, I don't know why I don't do more of it, because it's kind of the same way. Just with bait that's easier to acquire. I don't have to work for this bait. Let's go to the store and buy it. I'll tell you one thing I am going to have to invest in, though, for this carp fishing is a net. Getting these things up into the kayak is a challenge to land them because, you know, catfish, their mouths are kind of like handles, but these carp here, it's hard to do it. So I'm gonna have to get me a little net of some kind to do this carp fishing with. But they are a ton of fun, man. This size fish right here, this is probably 3 to 5 pounds, in that range. And on the tackle I'm using, you see the kind of bend they're putting in the rod and the amount of drag they're pulling. It's just a ton of fun. All right, let's send this one out of here too. There he goes. Go back home. All right, man. Well, still got my other one out over there. I'm gonna bait up with this one again and wait on the next fish to come along. I'm gonna have to check radar here soon too. It keeps clouding up. It's supposed to rain tonight and pretty much all day tomorrow. But it's clouding up. I'm kind of concerned it might be coming in a little early. I ain't gonna sit out here, and I got my umbrella with me, but I ain't gonna sit out here and get drenched for this. You never can trust them weatherman. You know, it may say, the weather report may say tonight and tomorrow, but y'all know my feelings on them meteorologists, they want me to call them, not weatherman, meteorologists. All right, there's our next bait. Got another one. Oh, look at that one. Oh yeah. Oh, did he just go through? Oh boy, look at him running. He's headed, I think he went through my other line there. Under it maybe. He went under that other line. Get that situated. I'm gonna step out the kayak again for this one. This in here ain't really, he took off with it, but he ain't really, he's saving his energy. Oh, there he goes. I was like, that one, compared to the other ones, this one just hadn't fought as hard. He's saving his energy till he gets up here. He's gonna kick my tail. He gets up here shallow and gets a look at us. There he goes. Man, this has just been this is a hot spot right here, man. There's so many carp back here. Probably more of them here right now, just because it's mating season. I've been seeing them kind of working back through here, you know, male and females just kind of swimming along beside each other. Females laying the eggs, the males fertilizing them as they swim along, kind of bumping sides with each other. But we're definitely in a hot spot. And we got us another one here that's probably, I don't know, 5, 7, 8 pounds, maybe a little bigger. Up. I'm getting out of the kayak to land these daggone things because I can't pull them up in here without making a big mess. Boy, he's still ornery. Out in there, he's got like a humpback or something. He's misshaped. He didn't fight as hard as, I mean, some of them that we've got that's been smaller than this one have fought harder than this guy. Heck, it may have been one I already caught. I may have caught him twice out here, and he'd just still be exhausted from the first fight. I don't know. All right, well, let's get rid of him. This one here, he got some bumps on his head, like little pimples or something. All right, see you, Carp. There you go. He'll swim out of here faster than he swam in. That's a good time, man. I'm having a good time. If I was out there catfishing right now, out in the main channel where I want to be, I'd be so pissed off because, you know, once we get into this time of year, spring through summer, the weekends here are just, it's pleasure boat central, bass boat central. It's, I mean, there's just so many people on the water that when you try to fish like I do for catfish, whether it be drifting out in the main channel or anchored down, you just constantly get up and down, just battered with boat wakes, and it zaps the fun out of it for me. Most of the time, spring through summer, unless I'm in a tournament, I don't even go on the water on the weekends. I do my fishing Monday through Friday. I try to get out early mornings when I can. That way everybody's at work, you know, I got the water to myself. But being able to come out here today and set up in the back of this creek here to catch these carp, I mean, there ain't nobody working. The pleasure boats and the big catfish boats, the water here, there's such a long stretch of this creek here that's, you know, 2 foot deep or less. Just to get back here where I'm at, the odds of them being able to get their boats back here, even if they wanted to, slim to none. And so there just ain't nobody back here. Now, I got these other catfish rods with me because I thought I'll find me a spot to set up and maybe throw some baits out, because, you know, a few weeks ago there I was getting, I guess probably 2 or 3 weeks, I was getting some good sized catfish in the shallow, so there's a chance there could be some back here. But this, because I'm all the way in the back of this creek and there's such a long stretch of like 2 foot water, I really think if I throw baits out, I'm going to end up with a daggone mess, because the way these carp are running, and probably going to get gar and channel cats just, and probably turtles too, just destroying my skipjack on catfish hooks. So I'm just going to stick with the carp. These are things that are keeping me entertained out here, and if I'd shut up and bait this hook and get it back out, we'd probably get another one. I believe it's this rod right here's turn. It sure is. There he goes. I'll loosen that just a little bit. He's headed south. He says, I'm getting the heck away from this kayak catfish guy. He said, that's misleading. If the name's kayak catfish, he oughtn't be targeting carp. I'll have to change the name of this video to kayak carp. Kayak carp fishing. It's fun, man. I'm having a blast out here. If I was in the main channel, I'm telling you, I'd done be miserable. When I pulled into the boat ramp, I was like, I'm glad I brought some corn with me. It was my thought coming out here. There's going to be too many boats on the water with that tournament going on, and the fact it's a warm day. It's cloudy. I checked radar a little while ago. It ain't no rain in the area, but it's clouding up to rain tonight. But I knew with it being so warm, tournament day, there's gonna be a lot of people out here. Ain't nobody back here in this creek though, just me and these carp. Don't need but 2 rods. These 2 rods have been enough to keep me entertained. If I had me 3 or 4 rods out, I wouldn't be able to handle all the action. He ain't done. Look at that. I love seeing that drag pull. I don't care if it's my big catfish reels or this spinning tackle. I love seeing that pull off there. And these things make such a ruckus in this shallow water. It just adds to it. Get this one over here and landing. And there he is. Old carp. Come here, you old carp. This is a YouTube video we're doing here. I need you to calm it down. Let me show you off to the camera. And then we're gonna get you out of here. Well, heck, that one's gone too, buddy. I was trying to get hold of him. I unhooked him there. Let's get him by the tail. You're lucky, carp. I was going to pay you an appearance fee for being on the other camera too. You blew it. Get out of here. All right. That's all right. We didn't need him on the other camera anyhow. Save me some time while I'm editing this video. Well, let's put some more corn on. Do it again, man. Well, guys, I've had a little lull here between fish, so I'm gonna toss me some more corn out there near my lines. Try to get them feeding again. Again, this stuff's so cheap, it's worthwhile to keep these areas kind of baited. Keep them in there, keep them feeding, keep the scent trail out. I first set up out here, there was a little bit of a breeze blowing back in here, which will kind of get that sweetness going back and whatnot. There was one way out there, but the wind's completely died off now, so I kind of need these fish to congregate here, kind of circle through to be able to find my baits. That right there will get them stirred up again. You know, it's about that time again. Watch that rod tip here in a second. He's got it and he's spooked. There he goes. He's just swimming with it. Watch that rod tip shoot off here in just a second. I'm gonna let him do it. There he goes. There he goes. Oh, that's fun. He picked up that bait and he knew when he felt the resistance something was wrong, and I could just see my line just heading west. Gosh, it's so much fun. Yeah, if people watch this crap, I'm gonna be doing more of this. Do this on the weekends when I can't do the catfishing where I want, and spend my weekdays, the time I have at least during the week, get out and chase the kitties. Listen, here's one that he ain't fought very hard. This is getting down here. This one right here, well, he may be a little bigger once I got him in here. First I saw him, I thought, man, that's one of them I'll just keep for bait, but he's still a little bigger than what I'd ideally like. These things are just so hard to cut up. You about need a chainsaw to slice through these things. And so the bigger ones are even worse. You get the small ones, they're not too bad. But the big ones, man, you about gotta take a saw to them. Be able to use them as cut bait. Yep. He popped free. Got the hook right there. Oh, I was gonna reach down there and grab him. Yeah, he bolted again, man. I gotta invest in me a net for this kind of thing, because just when you got hold of your line real tight and you reach down to grab them and they surge, they pop that hook right out of their soft mouth. So that's another one that got away before I got hold of him, but that's all right. I don't care. I'm just out here to get the tug on the line. I don't really need to get a hold of the fish. Don't mean nothing to me just to be able to hold it up for the camera. I'm just out here for the tug is the drug, as they say. Well, let's get us some more corn on, and we'll find some more just like him. You know, these fish today, they all kind of been in that, 5 to 10 pound range, which are a ton of fun to catch on the tackle I'm using. One of them carp there earlier knocked a can of corn over here in my kayaks. I got it all over the floor of my boat here. So I'm using that to bait my hooks as needed. It was me baiting, throwing some more handfuls out there a little while ago. I got them stirred up and eaten again. I'm just going to toss this back out in that general area there. I mean, you can see right there, short cast, but that's where I've baited. That's where I saw them carp at when I came in to this area, and that's where it bait needs to be. All right, we baited up, got our lines out. Let's catch another. Look at these gar. There's 2 of them right here. They come right up to the kayak. It kind of snuck up on me. I didn't see them there. Hopefully you can see that on camera, the glare and the mud and all. 2 of them side by side. I don't know how gar mate. I don't know if it's like the same way that you see the carp doing out here, where they're kind of swimming across side by side with each other, and one's laying the eggs while the other's fertilizing. I don't know if it's a similar situation with these gar. We don't, here in East Tennessee, we don't have the big alligator gar like they do down in Texas, but we've got long-nosed gar and we've got spotted gar here. I didn't get a good enough look at those. I'd say they're probably spotted gar that we saw there. But I wasn't paying close enough attention to really tell them apart. But yeah, came right up. I just sitting here looking at my lines, and I glanced over and there they were. But, oh, that line right there looked like it got hit. I don't know if a carp was messing with my bait or one of them just kind of swam through my line and bumped my line. Nevertheless, man, it has been an action-packed day out here. Got some more bedroom action going on right here. That's a fairly big carp in the middle and two smaller carp right beside it. I need them to wrap up their bedroom activities and get out there and eat my bait. Save some of that energy for when they find that corn with the hook in it out there. Oh, we hooked up. That line, what's that rod? It's about to go down. There it goes. My drag's sticking there. Must have tightened it up a little too much on the last one, but he's a hook duddy. I hope he don't pull that hook out. There we go. Y'all, I've had a long break between fish, the longest one of the day anyway. It's been over an hour. I was actually thinking about moving spots because the water's come up on me here. The TVA's raised our water up, and when I first got out here and got set up, the back end of my kayak was it was in water, but it was shallow enough that it was setting steady. And now I'll turn here right quick and show you. I've had to pull my kayak all the way up against the bank, and my front end is kind of spinning around a little bit just because of the water. So I was thinking about moving further on back so I could find a better location to set up and get my kayak to be stationary. This is a small carp right here. This boy, look at him go. He's small, but man, he's full of spunk. I have had some fun today, y'all. These things are just a blast. Again, I don't know why I don't do this more. These fish, they just, people around here, they're considered trash fish, and I used to bow fish for them, and I don't know why I just didn't do much of it, on rod and reel. I'd catch them on my ultralight setup some, accidental, when I'm throwing the gulp minnows and whatnot, and used to catch them on little bread balls, bluegill fishing, sitting on docks and stuff. And they were a lot of fun with that too, but I just ain't put the time into it that I really need to on rod and reel, but I plan on doing some more of it because I'm having a really good time today and my last trip out with it. And I got some positive feedback from that last video there. It got good views and people seem to like it, so every time I get a look at these carp out there and I think, well, that's one I could use for bait, and then I get them on in, I'm like, well, heck, that's bigger than I thought it was. I don't know how many, I've lost track of how many of these things I've caught here, but it's been a productive afternoon. I mean, I haven't been out here too terribly long, 3 hours or so, maybe a little longer. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see if we can. Well, he's about to pop it. It's just a barely skin hook there. There. Well, there he is, y'all. That's one of the smaller ones we've got today, but look at that orange there on his tail and his fins. They're pretty fish. They just don't get the respect they deserve here in America. It's just considered a trash fish. But I sure am having a good time catching these trash fish. Get out of here. Get on. There he goes. But yeah, again, y'all, the bite has really slowed down for me here. That fish is the first one in a while. And, with the water level coming up a few inches, I've had to move it on back as far as I can, and my kayak keeps kind of moving here a little bit and whatnot. So I could move it right here, and I thought about that. you know, where it wouldn't have all these bushes interfering with my cast, but then I'm going to have all these sticks and stuff that I'm going to be reeling fish through. So I kind of think it's best if I just move on back here further in this creek, and I can get on back further in there now that the water has come up a few more inches. And all these carp that was here at this depth when I got out here, it's quite possible that they've moved on back a little ways to get in that depth again now that the water has come up. So anyway though, if I do move, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video, at least the filming portion of this day, because gosh, this is probably a 30+ minute long video at this point, just with the volume of fish I have caught out here. So I think I'm gonna put the cameras up and just spend the rest of the afternoon just getting a little me time and not have to deal with all the camera stuff. So anyway though, guys, again, this carp fishing, give it a shot if you haven't. You can pull out whatever rod and reel combo you got there in your garage or closet or whatever, because you don't need fancy expensive tackle. Again, my rods here are kind of expensive, but I bought them for a different purpose. They just happen to be very functional for this style of fishing. But get you some corn, get in your kayak or boat or whatever you have, or even just walking the bank. You can get you some polarized sunglasses and walk the bank and just keep your eyes open, looking for areas with carp. And if you throw bait out in the area where you've already got carp there, you don't have to bait the area in advance. You can just feed the carp that are there and get them stirred up and feeding and have a dang good time, because I've had a good time today. I hope it's translated through the video there to see how much fun I'm having, because these things are just a hard pulling fish. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.